Hello friends, today I'm going to show you how to remove fungus out of this fantastic lens, which is a Micro-Nikkor 60mm 2.8. And then the procedure I'm going to show you today is can be applied to the 2.8D, since the optics are exactly the same. And then, as you know probably, the difference between the D and the non-D versions is that the D version provides to the camera the information about the focusing position, well, not position, rather distance. And then this is useful when you're using a flash, because you're able to calculate the power of the flash. If you don't use flash a lot, like I do, this function is rather not very useful. So yeah, this is all you need to know about D version or non-D version. So if you don't use flash a lot, you can go without the D version and then save some money there. Okay, so we're going to remove some fungus in this lens. So just let me show you the fungus. I think we're going to open this so to have a dark background, and then let's get close. Yeah, and then you have the fungus, and then I think it's more easy to see it on the intro photo of the video that I'm going to show you just now. And then you can appreciate a rather artistic version of the fungus, even if in reality fungus is not something you want in your lens. Okay, so before starting the repair, just let me give you a word of warning about this lens. This lens is a really tricky lens to work on. For example, this sample that I have here that I'm showing you now, I actually got it on a bag. Yes, the lens was in pieces on a bag, and then what I think it happened is that the guy who owned this lens tried to remove fungus, because here on the back you have no fungus at all, whereas on the front you have all the fungus. And then what it happens is that once you remove the bayonet here, yeah, removing is easy, but then if you want to put it back, and there's a few things you need to be very careful about to get the proper alignment of the diaphragm, and then yeah, all the things which are behind. And then this thing is very tricky if you don't know what to do. First time I did this lens, it took me like probably 3 hours to realize how to assemble it properly. So okay, so first thing I did was to reassemble the lens, and then to repair the focusing ring here, which wasn't working properly. So before it wasn't moving, or moving very poorly, and then I repaired the lens. So this is the first thing I did. I made a video on that so that you can see just the cover photo of the video, and then get a link to the video. And then in this video I showed you how to properly assemble the bayonet of this lens, and then yeah, to go a bit further to align the focusing mechanism. But here we're just going to take care of the fungus in the lens, and then I'm going to show you a workaround not to have to disassemble the bayonet, which is I think the simplest way to do it. So we start by the front. So why by the front? Because in such a way, if I remove the back, for example, and then I want to remove the front, the lens is not going to stand by itself. So this is the way I prefer to do it. So first thing, I take my rubber cone, and then I just screw this element here. So okay, I got lucky because both came together. So this small ring here it was supposed to come alone. It happens from time to time. So you get the element alone on the, or sometimes you get the whole thing together, as it's just happening to me. If you don't get it at the first time and then you only get this, the thing I do is just to remove this ring here too, just to make some room. Okay, so I remove this, so I have some working space, and then what I do is just to come here with the rubber cone and then to force until I'm able to unscrew the lens. Yeah, so this is it. And then so we have the first element here, which is the one which has a lot of fungus, especially, well, here behind it has some, and then on the inside, and then here I did it last evening. It took me a lot of time just to be able to unscrew this part here, which is actually quite tight. And then what I did was to put some isopropyl alcohol. So I used this very small brush, and then I just let it work, put it again, let it work, and then I did that probably for 3-4 times, maybe 5, and then at some point I needed, well, the thing came, but then you need a very good grip. So what I did was to take my rubber cone and then pick one side here on the inside, and then with another rubber cone just take this part here, and then once I get a very good grip, I'm able to apply good torque, and then yeah, this thing comes, and then I am able to disassemble this element here, which has I think 3 lenses inside. So we're going to put this aside. We're going to remove the rest of the optics. So now we go to the back of the lens, and then you don't need to remove the bayonet, as I said before. So what I do is I take my J000 screwdriver, and then I'm just going to remove the 3 screws that hold this black part here. So I remove this, and then up. Okay. Okay. Just need to pull it. Be careful in not pulling too hard, otherwise you will break it. Okay. So we have here. So we have the electronics connector. We need to be careful here. And then here you have the first element, which can be descrewed using either a spanner, or here I use a compass, but the principle is quite the same. Or okay, yeah, so you have to be very careful with the spanner, so just to avoid that it slips, and then you will scratch probably something. So be careful with this. But then once you get the thing loose, yeah, thing is rather trivial. You can even go by hand, and then here I'm able to remove the first element from behind. So, and then we still have 2 elements to go. So once again here, so we have to come and then remove this element. You need again the spanner, or you can probably use the rubber cone of an appropriate size. No, I think you have to go with the spanner. And then here at this point, you either use yeah, having the bayonet or not is quite pointless, because you have this rim here, and then you have to come and work on the inside. So once again, so just use the spanner, hold it tightly, and then once you get it loose, then it's very simple. You just have to rotate. Okay, then I have this small tool here, which is a suction cup, and then with this I'm able to grab the lenses without trouble. So yet another element that we remove, and then we have one last element to go, and then this one was held by the previous lens. So here we just need, with the suction cup, we pull it, and then it is a doublet. That is quite clean actually. So I think my hypothesis that the guy was trying to clean the fungus from behind is correct. But then here you go. So we have removed all the optical elements out of the Micro-Nikkor 60mm, and then here you have all the mechanics, which are working quite fine. Yeah, there were some things that I repaired on the other video I just told you about before. Okay, so now we need to clean our lens. So I'm going to get my cleaning stuff. So we meet in a few seconds. So hello friends, I am back. I'm ready for the cleaning. I got my cleaning stuff. So things are rather simple. Well, this is just a bottle with lens clean written on it. What it is inside is a mixture of isopropyl alcohol, distillated water, and hydrogen peroxide. So I have 3% of hydrogen peroxide, 20% of distillated water, and then the rest is isopropyl alcohol. It works really fine against fungus. Then I have this optical cleaning fluid that I will use just for the finishing, and then the usual optical cleaning paper that any brand will do as long as it is good quality. Don't take the cheapest one, because this one usually sketches the lenses, and then anyway the expensive one is not really expensive. So don't skim on the optical cleaning paper. So I have this part, which is the one that has fungus. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to disassemble it. So here we have an element. Here if we push, we have this small lens that fall. Here, and there is two lenses here, but I check it. It cannot be disassembly further because the lenses are tight fit into the into this metal part. It's aluminum. I tried to scrap here to see if I was able to remove them, because in some lenses it is glue that holds the thing. Now here is the metallic part. So I think what they did is they left during the machine just a small extension here, and then after putting the lens they just deform the part, and then the lens is tight fit. So here we cannot remove further, which is a pity, because there is a bit of fungus inside these two elements, but then I cannot do more without destroying the part. So I probably will try later putting this into a lathe and then trying to machine a bit this part to see if I can take the lens out, but right now there is nothing I can do with this. So anyway, for the cleaning there was still anyway some fungus on this surface. So I take my fluid, I put a drop here, then I spread with my finger. This usually eliminates the fungus. Then I try with the optical cleaning paper. And then again I just put a bit of optical cleaning fluid, and then I clean a bit more. And then the lens looks really clean. Okay, we have this part which is goes to the outside, but then I will take care of that at the end. So that's for the cleaning. The procedure is very similar for the rest, so I'm not going to do all the lenses. I will do off the camera, and then we meet again just for the reassembly of the lens. So see you in a few seconds. So hello friends, I am back. I got everything clean. Now I am ready to reassemble the lens. Since we didn't do any complicated disassembly, this should be rather easy. So first thing we do is we take our central block here, and this suction cup, which is really useful. We can drop it in. We blow a bit, just make sure everything is clean. Then we do same exercise with the next lens, which is this one here. We can even use the suction cup just to rotate it a bit. I have a speck of dust, but there's not a big deal. I will take care of that. I will remove and then I will take care of that. Now I just want to show you the assembly. So you don't want specks of dust, especially in closed elements, otherwise you will be in trouble. Yeah, to remove them. But then otherwise, okay, using a compass is not very simple. Okay, I will do an old trick and use this piece of toothpick just to rotate. Okay, now I reach the position. Now I can use my compass just to tighten. Okay, just a bit. Then I take my last element here. I put the spacers. These ones are just to make sure the focusing is perfect, especially at infinity. Then here, I haven't cleaned this lens yet, the back one, because this I can do it at the end when I'm over with the assembly. So here I'm in position. And then I just tighten just a bit with the compass. Then I put my plastic bar here. Okay. Now I put the 3 screws. So 1, 2, and then 3rd screw. There, we'll finish on this side, and then as I was saying before, you can use this tutorial also to remove dust off the lens. Okay, so Here again we take the lens to the shortest focal position. We take this lens, we put the spacer, so we get it in position, and we rotate a bit. This lens here we can use the rubber cone. So here you are. Then we put this ring here that can be put by hand, and then the last one. Okay, cut in sideways. Okay. Okay, here we need to be kind of careful because you could actually lose the other thing. And here we put it. We try again. Kind of should go smoothly. Okay, now should go smoothly. If you need to force it, just step back and try again until it goes smoothly, because this is the way it should work. Okay, so I finished the assembly. I'm not 100% happy, as I told you. I couldn't disassemble the frontal element. As you can see, we removed most of the fungus, but there is still some. But then I can try just machining the part, but then the risk of actually breaking a lens is too high. Anyway, we can try. I will take the lens and then do some photos with it. Just send me what you think in the comments, and then that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.